What's on our good show today?
We have Backrooms and Power Ballad.
Sure.
And I gotta ask, would you rather be in the Backrooms or watch the movie Power Ballad again?
Good question. Welcome to Pete and Hannah's Watch List. I'm your host, Pete Mitchell. I'm here with my great co-host, Hannah.
Hello, people.
Hannah, we're here today for What's Next, the show where we help you figure out what to watch next. On today's program, Backrooms.
Of course.
Not the Backrooms. Backrooms.
Okay.
And Power Ballad. Not the Power Ballad. Just Power Ballad.
Yeah.
Hannah, how was your weekend?
Pretty okay.
Pretty
Okay. I've been, watching that Spider Noir.
Yes.
Pretty good show.
Pretty good.
I actually love seeing clips of it in color. I actually might rewatch it in color.
Wow.
Because it does remind me of how movies used to be in black and white, and you'd have such rich colors because they're trying to imitate other colors in black and white. And so it's really cool to see the costumes in like really bright, bold, contrasting things. It's just really, I think it's really cool to have two versions of the same show.
Well, I'm looking forward to your review of that on Movie News today. Mm-hmm. On Thursday, sorry.
On Thursday.
Sorry. On Thursday.
Get ahead of ourselves.
Now, I am fighting coughing fits. So this could be a fun episode to watch.
Yeah.
Fun episode to watch. I have been struggling.
Let's start at cough counter.
Oh, man.
He's been a brave soldier, but he's been fighting.
Man, I'm struggling with my voice. I had to ground it out to the weekend. I have to host trivia this week, see movies, got 4 podcasts to record. It's not a good time to lose voice.
I gotta know, can I ask, is it okay for someone to show up at a movie theater and they have like a cough or something?
Yeah, well, I've
had it where I've had like a bad cough, and when I start to cough really bad, I walk out.
Yeah.
To go have my coughing fit and then come back when I'm mellow.
Yeah, I was okay in Backrooms, but I really struggled through Power Ballad, and I contemplated walking.
Could have been the movie itself.
Yeah, I contemplated walking out a couple of times. I was just constantly drinking my throat was lubricated and stuff.
Yeah, I just. It's tough because, sometimes you really need to... we need to see these movies to talk about them, but also just,
You don't want to wreck anyone else's night as well.
Experience. And then you'll have someone who's just moving constantly in their chair, and you can hear the creaking, and that person, no, you're worse than someone who coughs, because they can't control the coughing. You're moving in your chair deliberately.
Well, if anyone was offended by my coughing over the weekend in Brisbane, sorry very much.
Yeah.
Sorry, very sorry. So, now, if you didn't watch last Friday's episode, we talked about all the viewer mail, which we do pretty much on every Friday episode, or whatever it is, Blockbuster.
Yeah, if you want to,
So if you leave a comment, we always respond via that Friday show. Someone said, stop talking over each other. So today, now that I've got lack of voice, don't worry, I won't be interjecting my opinions here. This is pure Hannah's joy today on What's Next, the show where we help you next. Let us get on with Backrooms. Now, the elevator pitch. You own a furniture store, and lights are coming off and on all night, and then you decide to go downstairs and you find a hidden gateway to the Backrooms. And you bring in some friends. You also talk to your therapist about it. And then we're on the races to find out what the Backrooms actually are. Now, I had no idea what the Backrooms were. This is a movie directed by Kane Parsons, who is only 20 years old, which is absolutely amazing. And he's not the youngest director of all time. A lot of people have directed movies when they're young and been successful at it. So all kudos to Kane. It's based on his TV show, which I found absolutely amazing how this all came about. I actually found it more intriguing than the actual story of the movie. Really. It started off as a picture. Someone sub-commented on that picture, then became a subreddit feed, and then became a video game. Kane sees the video game. He plays the video game. He bases a 19 episode television show about it, and some big Hollywood people see the story. The Chernin Group, which huge in he produced Avatar and Titanic for Fox. We also have Atomic Monster, which is James Wan's company with Jason Blum. You also have A24, which we know is like the darling. This movie made 10 million. It's made over 180 million wide. Huge. Stars Chesil Ejiofor. It also stars Renata Rivas. You know you love her on this pod. And Mark Duplass, which he is fantastic in anything. We really like him. Hannah, what are your thoughts? What are your reasons to see Backrooms?
It's just like a really cool horror experience, like a horror movie. It's not. I don't think there's. If you're expecting like big jump scares, there isn't that kind of thing here. It's more of that eerie horror like vibe to it, where you're just building, and then you get to the final like chase sequence, say, and it's really like like it's such an interesting story because there have been our recent horror movies that are actually about more than just it's a horror movie, a guy chases a woman or something. This is like dealing with like kind of like the psyche and things that the back room kind of like remembers things but not correctly, and it's like a really interesting idea because how as you find out in the movie how it was created and how everything kind of comes together in this like weird backrooms world, and it's like it's so interesting, and it's just like that horror vibe check. I don't think everyone's going to enjoy just sitting in the creepiness of it all, because it's not really off the chain, like it's not like big scares or constant running away or action. It is more just like constant build up of like, this place is super creepy, this is just so like crazy here. And I think I really enjoyed the direction of it and how it all like how it's done, and I really like our two main actors, of course, because they're always great.
It has amazing direction. It also has... Sorry, it has amazing direction. It also
Yes.
has a great set design. They actually built full sets here.
I love the minimalist because it's the Backrooms. You can't have like, it can't be crazy. And so the way it looks is just so real, like, so you're like, this could be a real... If you actually found like the set to this, like you walked onto the set and you see this, I think you'd freak out because it's just haunting. It's just haunting in a way. And I really love the vibe. I just know, for me personally, as not a horror fan, I don't enjoy.
Reasons not to?
I think if you're someone that likes action horror or a constant jump scare, or maybe you're just like, I want a lot more plot to my movie, because some people have criticized it not having plot. I think it does. I think it has an interesting message and it does it really well. But I know a lot of people, again, love a lot more dialogue, a lot more, talk about what's actually going on here. So I think if you're into the action horror, the jump scares, you may find this to be a little bit disappointing. But if you're willing to be in like, I want to be in the horror vibe setting, I'm interested in the Backrooms, I think it's willing to check out because it's just an interesting watch. It's just a good horror movie, like just solid. It's not the best of its kind. It's just a really good one. Just a solid watch.
My problem with the Backrooms is that I really love the lore and finding out about the Backrooms and finding out that, like, when Mark Duplass's character sees Tete it, like, oh my God, like, I wanted more of that. The two main characters, Jessica Adafo's character and Renata Rivas' character, didn't draw me in. I didn't care what actually happened to them. I wanted to find out more about the Backrooms itself. And so I think in these movies, you need to actually care about the characters at the center of them to find out, oh, don't go there, like that stuff That's not this type of movie. This movie is like a slow burn. They're just giving you like a little breadcrumbs about the law. And personally, I would have liked more stuff about the law, but that's me. Hannah, would you recommend people to watch Backrooms?
Yeah, I would if you're a horror fan. If you're not, just please, you're going to have to stay away because you won't actually enjoy this movie.
Are you going to watch Backrooms again?
Personally, no. That is not a horror fan. I do not enjoy watching these movies for many reasons. It's not just scary. It's like I just don't enjoy watching these movies. It's just not. I like watching musicals, so we're probably different people. horror people and musical people.
I actually love people on the internet with their such creativity and finding out all the things about the movies. I love hearing about that stuff. I'll definitely watch the movie again to see like all these people's opinions of what this means and what that means. I'm not one for that deep dive sort of stuff. I'm more a visual person. I'm more of an actor, watching the performances and sort of stuff like that, more of the sets and all that. I love lore, but I love people explaining to me. It's like opening, like reading a book. It's like I love being explained lore, and so I'm not one to go try and find it and see the meaning and stuff. So for those people, you're going to have a great time with Backrooms. Hannah, what are you going to give rating-wise to the Backrooms?
I think interesting as a horror movie. I think it's like in the range of a golf clap, though. I think it's just like a very solid horror movie. You know, it's not the best of its kind, but it's definitely better than a lot of the creme of the crop. You know, it's like this is a nice one.
As a viewing experience, I rated Obsession a banger, rated it 4 stars.
Yeah.
And because I had a fun time at that cinema in that movie. Which movie do I think will last longer in the zeitgeist? I think it'll be Backrooms. Does that mean my rating for Obsession is wrong and giving Backrooms 3 and 4? No, because some movies do last longer than others. Some are a sugar hit and some are, that big law sort of movie. Like, you know what this movie reminds me of? The Shining. People see a lot of stuff in The Shining. They're going to see a lot in the Backrooms.
Yeah. Well, I with all the camcorder, like they have a lot of found footage thing. It reminded me of things like the Blair Witch Project. Like people, it's not the best, but it's like people remember that very well. It's like that just you remember that in that horror zeitgeist of things. Like you just click. Yeah, I remember that. Doesn't have to be the best.
Backrooms is in cinemas everywhere now, and if you get a chance to see it, let us know in the comments below what your thoughts are on the Backrooms. Hannah, the other movie we saw this week was Power Ballad. Power Ballad stars Nick Jonas and also Paul Rudd. The elevator pitch: you are a wedding singer in a band, and a famous pop star comes to the wedding, and you do a song with him. And then you end up having a few drinks, writing a few songs, working on each other's stuff. And then that singer steals one of your songs and it becomes a worldwide #1 hit. And you are not credited at all for that song. And this movie is about getting credit for that song. Power Ballad is directed by the same guy that gave us Sing Street, Once, Flora and Son, and Begin Again, John Carney. Now, Begin Again, Mark Ruffalo, Keira Knightley movie, great movie. Flora and Son I saw on Apple TV, it's pretty good too.
I think all those are good movies, and this is not.
Well, reasons to see Power Ballad.
All right, so this movie feels like a bunch of like snippets of ideas and movie, like they just had one take for everything and they stitched it all together and gave us this. This movie has a good idea, right? Which is the whole like, okay, your idea gets stolen by this big, Nick Jonas's character is like a One Direction like figure. He was in a popular boy band and now he's trying to make it out on his own. All of them don't think he can succeed in writing his own music. And his music's fine, but then when he has this moment with Paul Rudd and then steals like basically Paul Rudd's like song, that Paul Rudd has never written, like, there is no evidence. He can't find any evidence of having this song exist because he never finished it. So, no one there's this whole no one believes him. And he's worried, and so he starts losing it. Becomes like a crazy guy. And I love the idea. It's just this movie tonally doesn't know what it wants to be.
So reasons not to.
Yeah. Tonally, it has no idea what it wants to be. It doesn't want, I don't know if it wants to be a comedy. I don't know if it wants to be a drama. If it's being a drama, it's doing it wrong. These two people, I don't know about Paul Rudd's acting, but Nick Jonas can't act. Most Disney stars, bar like one or two, can really act, and even two is not even correct. Zendaya can act, and then the rest of them have varying degrees of acting. It's not that they're bad, it's just most of them aren't. Most of them never really went into acting school after Disney, and it shows. And I've never liked Nick Jonas' performance out of the three brothers. That's my personal opinion. But he is an unlikable character, obviously. But Paul Rudd is also an unlikable character in this movie. But so is everyone else in this movie, but one guy.
No characters
redeemable characters
are likable in this movie as well, except for the guitar player, which is his funny friend.
His funny friend. There is no likable characters. The soundtrack, which is an interesting part of this movie. So you have Nick Jonas, a singer, who also can write music, who, could perform many songs for this random album. You have Paul Rudd, I think, singing in this movie. I don't know.
I can confirm Paul Rudd did sing in this movie.
Anyway, you have Paul Rudd singing, and he's doing an okay job. These people can sing. They're not singing most of the soundtrack of this movie. It's some random song. There is a song in here that's The Best Things in Life Are Free, which is like a very old song that plays. And it just feels like, can't you get Paul Rudd or Nick Jonas to sing a cover of this song? It makes more sense thematically with the movie you're telling than having a really old radio version of a song it doesn't fit the rest of the movie.
What did you think of the song that was stolen by Nick Jonas' character? That song underpinned the whole movie. You needed to believe that was a number one song. Did you believe that?
It felt like if, the most recent, Benson Boone or like a Harry Styles, kind of like a Harry Styles, not to mock him, more like an Ed Sheeran. All right, I'll go mock Ed Sheeran. More like an Ed Sheeran number, but not like as, because we only hear the full song towards the end of the movie. It's fine. I don't think it really is when I think of original songs for movies, I think of movies like Music and Lyrics deals with a similar issue and has better music, crazy enough. Or what? Would you want to say something?
Music and Lyrics, those songs in that movie, absolute bangers. That's what the problem with this movie is. At the heart of it, the song that Paul Rudd and Nick Jonas worked on together is not a banger. If that song was a banger, I could have forgiven all the other stuff because you're bopping along with a number one hit. I just didn't believe this would be a number one hit in the world.
It's only and the thing is, I think it's only a number one hit because the song is very generic, pop, ballad kind of thing, because it's a love ballad. It's so rare. It's true, but it's not really. The only reason it's a hit, I would say, isn't because it's this great song. It's because you have a former band member singing, a former boy band member singing this song. That's why it's number one. That's what critically, I think it's stupid. A lot of the actual thing, building of this movie is stupid. But yeah, the whole thing of everyone is unlikable. So you're not rooting for everyone. Even Paul Rudd, he's been cheated, this guy, cheated him out of, his opportunity because he's always wanted to be a star, but he gave that dream up to raise a family. He got married and raised a family in Ireland. And you're he resents that. And at most of the movie, you're thinking yes. And then, of course, there's a whole big moment. But even then, I'm I don't care about you enough for this satisfactory ending. It's pretty, I've just suffered. Every moment he does something, I'm cringing. I'm you can't do this. This is so wrong. I cannot stand watching this movie. I'm uncomfortable.
That's a good place to stop because Hannah, would you recommend people to watch Power Ballad?
No, please do not.
Will you ever watch Power Ballad again?
I hope I don't ever see this movie again.
And rating for Power Ballad.
Or can I give an I fell asleep?
You can.
It's so awful. It's so bad. Like, there could be redeemable qualities, but it's not a comedy. Every time it has some sort of, like, comedy-esque moments, you're like, it's not funny enough. It's not worth it. Paul Rudd has been in comedies, and he's funny. But, like, I think it's the comedy and the writing and everyone else. But when you have only Paul Rudd as your comedy actor, it falls flat because Paul Rudd's not that strong.
Don't you think,
I love him, but he's not strong.
Don't you think that Paul Rudd is actually not a star? He's actually a good co-star, but he's not an actual star.
Yeah. Like, when I think about, like, Clueless, you know, it's not really his movie. When I think about in Friends, he was like, his little small role in Friends, or in every other movie. Anchorman. Like, he's great in Anchorman, but he's not, he's not the Anchorman. So, yeah, I think you are right. Like, even Ant-Man, he somehow is playing second fiddle to everyone in that movie, despite the fact he is Ant-Man. That is actually a very good case. If you watch the Ant-Man movies, he is playing second fiddle.
The best thing about those Ant-Man movies is
Michael Pena.
Yeah, when he tells those stories, like, that's the best part of those
And that's
movies.
why the last one was awful.
Yeah,
well,
wasn't it?
There was a lot of awful things about it.
Yeah.
But yes, that could have been one of them.
Well, that is it for today's show. Cough count, 0. I don't know how I
You
did
did
it.
very well.
I don't know how I did it.
You're a true champion.
I didn't offer much, but we got through it. Anna, it was great as usual. Tomorrow on the channel, Top Hat.
Yeah, get your coat and tails.
Oh,
Putting on the Ritz.
AFI Redux. Looking forward to that. Hannah, thank you for carrying me today. Thank you to the audience for putting up with us. And long live cinema. And until we meet again, it's bye for now.
Bye.